The Wisdom of Akinya. In the quiet village of Umudim, nestled among the rolling hills of Nigeria, a little girl named Akinya grew up under the watchful eyes of her parents. Akinya was a spirited child, full of questions and brimming with curiosity. She often grew impatient with her parents' teachings. Her father was a farmer and her mother a skilled weaver. Together, they worked tirelessly to instill values in Akinya, often using stories from the Bible to guide her. Train up a child in the way he should go, Papa would say, quoting Proverbs 22 verse 6. And when he is old, he will not depart from it. But Akinya, eager to explore the world, found their lessons restrictive. Akinya would say, Papa, Mama, those stories are for people from long ago. In the cool of the day, when Akinya returned from school, her mother would try to teach her how to weave baskets skillfully. It is important to do it like this, she would tell Akinya. But Akinya was restless and bored. Oh, I already know how to do all these things, Mommy. When am I going to go to the market so that I can sell all these beautiful baskets I have been making? She gestured with pride. Her mother responded, but you have not learned how to make them properly yet. But Mommy, I already know how to do it. Look at them. They are so beautiful. Her mother smiled and said nothing more. She handed her the baskets and said, take these to the market tomorrow and sell them. Learn how to speak to strangers and bargain fairly. The next morning, Akinya set off for the market. The vibrant atmosphere overwhelmed her senses. Merchants shouted to advertise their goods. The air was thick with the aroma of roasted maize and pepper soup, and colorful fabric swayed in the breeze. Akinya's first customer was a stern-looking woman who examined the basket critically. How much? She asked. 5 naira. Akinya stammered, unsure of herself. The woman frowned. Too much for this work, she declared, walking away. Akinya felt a pang of embarrassment. Throughout the day, she struggled with negotiations and faced rejection after rejection. By sundown, she had sold only 1 basket. On her way home, tears welled up in her eyes. She passed an old man sitting beneath a mango tree, humming a hymn. He noticed her distress and beckoned her to sit. What troubles you, child? He asked kindly. I thought I could handle the market, Akinya admitted. But it's harder than I imagined. My parents' advice feels useless. The old man chuckled. When I was your age, I thought the same of my father's words. But life has a way of showing us the value of wisdom. Let me tell you a story. He recounted the parable of the prodigal son from the Bible. The younger son thought he knew better and demanded for his inheritance before the right time. His father gave him what he asked for, even though he was unhappy about it. The prodigal son left home and went out into the world, but he squandered his inheritance on wasteful living, and he began to face the harshness of the world. When he had lost everything and there was no one to help him, he remembered his father's teachings, and though he was ashamed, he returned home. Akinya's heart stirred as the man spoke. She thanked him and hurried back to her village. That evening, she apologized to her parents and asked them to teach her again. In the months that followed, Akinya's days were filled with purposeful activity. Her mother taught her to weave intricate patterns with patience and diligence, while her father guided her in understanding the art of negotiation at the market. Through patience, a ruler can be persuaded, he taught her, and a gentle tongue can break a bone. Proverbs chapter 25 verse 15. Akinya also learned that if she was skillful with her work, she will serve before kings and not before ordinary people. Akinya paid close attention to all her parents taught her, and when she had been trained, she was ready to go back to the market to sell her baskets. This time, she relied on all the lessons from her parents as she bargained with strangers at the market square. One day, a customer tried to underpay her, but Akinya firmly stood her ground as she remembered her father's teachings about fairness. Another time, a merchant tried to cheat her, but her mother's lessons about discernment helped her avoid the trap. A turning point came when a wealthy trader visited the market. He was impressed by Akinya's craftsmanship and demeanor. "Who taught you such skills?" he asked. "My parents," Akinya replied proudly. "They taught me to work with integrity and to rely on God's wisdom." The trader offered her a deal to supply baskets to his store, a partnership that changed Akinya's fortunes. Years later, Akinya became a celebrated weaver whose goods were sought across the land. When asked about her success, she would smile and say, "It was my parents' wisdom and God's guidance that paved my way." In Umudim, Akinya's story became a reminder to every child and parent. The seeds of wisdom sown in love will bear fruit in due time, just as the Bible promised.
If you've listened to this video up to this point, you are the real MVP. Please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Bye-bye. See you next time.